Rotten eggs is a delight of certain Orientals, and cheese with worms is a delight for certain Frenchmen and Germans. All of this is due to sin in the world. Therefore, she affirmed, I hope you are able to see the joy and jubilation of the future life. They are different from what you find in this world, where there is a relentless fight to remain alive. In all the planets and other places of the infinite universe, one contemplates and enjoys what is not permitted on earth because of sin. It was precisely sin that adulterated the world and gave us wild animals, insects, fears, and repugnance. Then the destiny of our planet is very sad. I wouldn't say that. It is a passing situation due to human malice. After the final judgment, the blessed will live in the fifth dimension on the earth and will recognize our dear animals, vegetables, and the objects we appreciate. Remember that every being is indestructible and that it will endure forever with its acts of existence and space times created in created eternity. These loved beings somehow knew and loved us. They await us in the eternal space times we shared with them. To be with these loved beings again, she continued, it would suffice, as you have seen today, to return to the past using space times as a pleasant trip or by utilizing the sixth dimension. Now you scarcely know these beings externally, and you communicate with them by means of signs and superficial caresses. But in the future life, thanks to the reciprocal interpenetration of love, you will enjoy them to the most inmost intimate aspect of their essence. Have you lovingly compenetrated with any of your domestic animals? Not as yet due to the prohibition which is in effect on earth, but I will do it. Better said, we will do it together. It is sufficient to choose the appropriate modified times. In this way, you will know what your dogs wanted to say when they wagged their tails, jumped toward you, rubbed their dirty paws on your arms, and tried to lick your face while they looked at you with eyes full of innocence, driven by their instinct of future happiness. Happiness is what you will give them when you lovingly compenetrate with them. Tenderly loved and I remained standing in the patio of the University of San Luis Potosi in December 1938, but it was modified time since there was no noise, nor was my watch working. What you are telling me, tenderly loved, is very fascinating. Yes, the universe which our God has created is marvelous. He has determined that many irrational and inanimate objects be glorified through the blessed. Our rule as kings of creation primarily consists in this. But there are beings which, in turn, are composed of still other beings. A given animal or vegetable, for example, is composed of innumerable cells. Each of these is a very complex, individual being in its own right. Every particular being, however, occupies its place at a precise level within the hierarchical ladder of creation and in its defined space-time of history. Don't forget the levels of existence. The total organismic level is not the same as the cellular or energy level of the same animal in the defined space-time of its life. You will effect the glorious compenetration with your dog at the organismic level. This is how you knew the dog on earth. You would, of course, be able to interpenetrate at the atomic level, but then the happiness would be received by the atoms and not the dog with respect to the whole organism. How complicated! It is so easy. What is difficult is the explanation, but you will enjoy it in heaven. You and I, for example, will lovingly compenetrate a water molecule. Which one? One of the many our God has destined for us, the one that is certainly the best for us. When we interpenetrate, we will enjoy its affinity, which is the chemical love, joining the atoms in tight embrace. The atoms, because of their instinct for happiness, will know in their own way our presence in their interior. We will glorify them with only our contact, and they will communicate to us the intimate delight of their powerful stability. They will share their exquisite undivided gifts received from the Most High. I don't understand how you are going to give them happiness. We will glorify them upon interpenetration. They will touch their Creator through our priestly mission in creation. In their own way, they will rejoice and make us participants in their jubilation. The atoms of that molecule of water will intensely vibrate with love. They will shine with joy while we relish the singular and unique gifts which the Lord specifically gave those atoms. And they will explode, and perhaps we will explode with them. They will explode from joy, but they won't be annihilated, because what our Lord has created cannot be reduced to nothing by anyone. On the other hand, it is very pleasant to place oneself inside an explosion. A great explosion in the glory is equivalent to an immense manifestation of joy without any danger. You observe something like this during your mortal life. The fireworks and gunshots of New Year's Eve constitute an expression of the glory, although a little distorted. It was with such chemical, physical, and celestial reasoning, she continued, that our Lord Jesus Christ said, on Palm Sunday, when he triumphantly entered Jerusalem, I tell you, if these voices become quiet, referring to the multitudes, the stones will speak. Luke chapter 19, verses 40. Actually, it would have been sufficient for the group of atoms to know, in their own material way, and at their level of existence as stones, the presence of their Creator to start praising the Lord. They would have, at their level, broken out in praises and manifestations of joy with their own voices: light, heat, sound, explosion, fusion, and fission. Tenderly loved, how am I going to get into a water molecule? If it would be a mammal or bush, it could be, but you refuse to believe it because you feel encased in your actual height. The dimension of your corporal body almost inevitably influences you. However, it has not always been like this.